Business senior correspondent Charlie Gaspirino. Charlie, great to have you with us. Every time now the market's down about 500 points for the Dow. We've been in green territory at a few points today, and of course, 60. What was it? The number 6.6 trillion lost over the course of the end of last week.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I loved your iambic pentameter on the open. The Shakespearean stuff was very good. I will say this. Listen, I like Muhammad, but he represents a globalist attitude. It's a very Wall Street attitude. And Wall Street is freaked out right now. Main Street is not. Mm-hmm. And Main Street is the Trump voter. And, I did a little back of the envelope analysis. What is the mean, or what is the average 401k plan? Average, like $130,000. Not a lot. What is the mean? 50%, 50% above and below? Something like 50. American people, because of a lot of things, are not in this market. They're not obsessed like Muhammad is. They're worried about jobs. They're worried about inflation. Okay, that's more important. They're worried about getting their Social Security check, which is essentially their 401k. And I think Trump is playing to his base now. Now, here's where I think it gets interesting and where I agree with Muhammad. The mixed messaging is off the charts. It's Howard Lutnick one day saying, tariffs are going to cure everything and, plug the budget deficit of $2 trillion. And Scott Bessent coming out just now saying, well, we're working on a deal. We're deal making, and the markets go up. And I've been reporting today on Fox Business, on the Big Money Show in particular, that's the message, the latter, the Bessent message is what the White House is aiming for now. We're going to hear a lot of stuff about deals. And we may have a recession. We may be in a recession because remember, businesses ratcheted back in preparation for this. But after that, after he gets these trade deals, I think there's a lot of good in this economy. There's tax cuts coming. There's deregulation. If he levels the playing field and cuts these deals, well, this is one big Wall Street freak out. That'll come back. The economy will come back. We're not a hampered economy like we were in 2008 that was leveraged to the housing market right now. This is not 1987 where the savings and loan business was essentially about to get crushed right after the stock market crash of 87. There's a lot of good in this economy, and coming from the Trump administration. Can he message this better? He has to. Bessent should be doing that, not necessarily Howard Lutnick. Should he be cutting deals? The Donald Trump I know will cut deals. He's not a rigid ideologue, and I think that's a good thing. I mean, listen, I don't care which way you cut it. We have been getting screwed for years on trade. Now, should we be going to tariff war with the world? Was it smart to drop the nuclear bomb the other day? I would have done it more methodically, point by point, after the tax cuts got through.
But he's trying to, the way I see it, he wants people to be a little off kilter. He wants them to be a little nervous.
Just so you know.
And so he talks to all these countries. He talks to Vietnam on the phone the day after he announced this. I think there's no doubt that he wants to see deals. My question is, if you're another country and you sell...
By the way, there is a doubt that he wants to see deals. The messaging was so... one day you heard Howard and one day you heard Peter Navarro talking about, no, we're not backing off, we're very hard line. Next day you heard Scott Bessent, well, we might just cut a deal. The Brian Kilmeade interview was interesting today with Hassett because Brian asked him point blank, would you do a pause? He didn't say yes. He didn't say no, though. I think that's why...
I don't think they want to show their hand.
Well...